Hey, this is Katie, and Clint mentioned in the Monday uh quick launch call for the sprint week 4 the other day. He mentioned, let's see if I can get my glass off here. Clint mentioned um controllable outcomes, and he was talking about giving your team when you're teaching them win the day, win the week, and stuff. First with yourself, like this is something we have to learn ourselves too. This isn't intuitively instinctive for people, for any of us, is that learning to set your goal based on a controllable outcome, not on things you hope happens, like what the result you want. So a lot of people would be, he used the analogy of, a lot of people would say, well, I want 5 new hires this week or 6 new hires this week. Well, you can't really control that. Your controllable outcomes would be getting a conversation with a certain amount of people, I think is what he used, if I remember right. But I just thought I would jump on here because I did get a couple of questions about it. Some people were talking about, well, like zone in on that a little bit more. Anytime you learn new like language within something, it can always be a matter of trying to make sure you have the perspective that the person that's coaching you has that perspective. So I thought I'd jump in here and give my perspective of a controllable outcome. And it actually happened yesterday at church. I was talking to a good friend of mine, and me and her were talking, and she is just somebody I really admire. And she has had 3 kids in under 5 years. She is very health conscious and has just takes care of herself well and all this kind of thing. And so me and her were having a conversation. And in the conversation, I said, man, I would love to look like you. And, talking about like her health and her weight and the way her body, like she keeps it real in shape and stuff. And I had the revelation that, that's a silly goal. That is not a controllable outcome for me to say that to her. And for me to even have it in my mind. And this is what, and boy, you could, that's a whole side thing, like what society gives us. They give us, they present us with uncontrollable outcomes. But for me, I realized here I'm talking to a girl that is 24 years old, extremely healthy. She's 5'8" and totally different, you know, genetically than I am. I'm 5 foot tall. I'm 46 years old. And like, so from, and I'm, yeah, like, so for me to say, I want to look like you, that is absolutely not going to happen. That is just, there is no way that's going to happen. And so setting that as the bar becomes that unrealistic expectation. So if instead of that, I said, man, I would love to be consistent in working out and use her, as you are, she works out, I don't know, 3, 4 times a week. So if I said, man, I would really, that's my goal, is to be as consistent as you are in whatever, in your eating style, in your healthy eating style, or in your working out. That's a controllable outcome. I can do that. I can set the bar to work out so many times a week or to have this. So that's the difference to me in having controllable outcomes and having putting in what I hope end results will be. Because like in that particular case, that's an absolutely unrealistic end result. I'm not going to be that, even if it was 20 years ago, I'm still only 5 foot tall. So even if I got to the same, weight or anything as she is, it would look totally different on me. So that's not a controllable outcome in my life. So all that to say, that's a murky, muddy way of trying to express my concept of what a controllable outcome is, and to establish it with your team as something they are in direct control of, period. They something that I know I'm the master of this ship. I decide whether I go work out at the gym 4 times a week. I decide that. I set my priorities. I reestablish those priorities based on that subset, and I go with it. And I am 100% in control of if I do that or not. And so That's, to me, the easiest way to describe the difference between controllable outcomes or setting things based on like an obscure end result you hope to attain. So I hope this helped. Um, I am so excited to see everyone taking action and all that we are accomplishing. I feel like in well, this has been the end of 3 weeks, 4 weeks. We have become such a cohesive, strong group. We know a lot about each other already. Owners are supporting other owners. I will put a plug in for make sure if you can to go to the Thursday brainstorming this week. That is just invaluable for you as the owner. That is just such a momentum builder, and it's honestly something you can't get anywhere else. If you are passing up that opportunity consistently, you just can't get that on a daily basis in your agency, no matter how plugged in you are locally. So I hope you have a great week. Week 4 is already turning out to be awesome. So keep taking action.